Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Um, Things that are going on. We are 3 days away from the races. Got a lot to do. Friday's going to be busy. We are going to go out and groom the track because we've been running on it. Used to be, every 3 months. Now went to every 2 months. Now we're doing every month, which means we really need to take into consideration, at least in my opinion, we need to take consideration into really taking care of our course so we don't keep wearing it down, and grooming it right. If we want it flat, we need to make it flat. Right now, we're creating kind of a bowl, which means once you get into there, I don't know, I don't think it's good. So anyways, we're going to flatten that track out. The other thing too is it kind of will arch like this. We've had lanes that were tilted in the past, so really, getting a bunch of people out and just reworking that track. The Sandboni does really great. It does help groom out the ruts that we make with our tires. But again, time after time, we're sending cars down it. We need to kind of reclimate. So that's what we're doing. I did go through and draw out. This is what the track layout's generally going to be like. I went out, measured, did all that stuff. We're trying for 12-foot wide lanes. Kind of need them. These cars are going so much faster than they ever have, and we just kind of need that space in case they start to wander. You got a little bit more time before it gets sent into the crowd. Everybody's been doing really good about shutdowns. You cross, you're done. Your race is over. You've lost. So you might as well shut down at that point. Don't keep trying. Same with going into the fence. If you're heading into the fence, back out. No injuries. And so we've been really good about that. Nobody's gotten hurt. We always watch. We always make sure we tell people, hey, cycle class is coming down. These cars move fast and they weigh a lot, so keep your eyes out. So these are what I'll be racing. We've got our 6S. That's this. 4 to 6S class, 6S. This is our 3S mod, and that is stock. So stock is stock wheelbase. So from the wheel to wheel. 3S mod is modified chassis, so 16-inch minimum length. Maximum, nobody's gone stupid ridiculous. There's just no reason for it, because obviously the longer you go, you're adding weight, but there's a certain happy point in between it. Most people that I've seen are somewhere in the 18 to 22 inch area. I'm 20, I think that's what I am. 20-inch wheelbase, maybe 21. It's a happy spot. Most people are right around there. So looking forward to getting some runs with my full potential now, with that extra 18% that I've been without. It's been interesting because I've been noticing it takes off and then it reaches a certain point where it just tops off. It doesn't go any faster, and it should be continuing to speed up. So that's that 18%. And this is where now, once I get this going, I can start messing with gear ratios. So finding out one tooth here, a couple teeth there. As far as gear ratios go, if you're interested in why or what's going to happen, this is the easiest way to think about changing gear ratios. Okay, you have your pinion, you have your spur. Spur is usually the bigger one. The pinion is what is attached to your motor. Now, there's a lot more teeth here than there are here, right? So think of this. If you're trying to make a big change, you change your tooth on your pinion. Okay? One tooth on your pinion is usually 2 to 3 teeth on your spur, depending on what pitch you're running. If you're running 48 pitch, it's usually 3 teeth to 1. So changing one more tooth on your pinion is like taking out 3 teeth on your spur. Okay, so why is that important? Because if you're trying to fine tune, you change your spur gear a couple of teeth here and there. You got about a 3 to 4 tooth range that you can play with that's going to equate. Once you go to 4 and you're trying to play more, you might as well change your pinion and add a tooth there, because then that gives you the 3, and then now you've got your adjustment again. So you're 3 plus 1, and you still got 2 teeth that you could go up to really kind of fine tune it, right? Obviously you're going to reach a point where you're too close to that 1-to-1 ratio and your motor loses torque. So that's the whole thing here. This is why we have gear reduction, and the gears the way that they are. It is so that the motor can spin and still create enough torque to get the wheels to go to push the weight, right? So depending on your wheels, all this different stuff, different things matter. In this case, these AKRC wheels are so well tuned to the sand, which is why if you're running 3S mod, you kind of have to have them, is because everybody's there. So you want that grip, you want to make it go. So we're running really close to a standard gear size with these, mainly because of the weight and everything else. So we're trying to push it down. Stock, you know, got a little less weight in some ways because I don't have that extra chassis and everything. So I can do different stuff. I've got, you know, an eighth scale motor in there on a 10th scale car. What that 8th scale motor is allowing me to do is get more torque so that I can turn these bigger wheels. Okay, those are not 10th scale wheels, those are 8th scale wheels. So an 8th scale motor will turn an 8th scale wheel. That's what it's designed to do. So that's why there. This, I've still got, everything in here is 10th scale, right? It's a 10th scale motor. We're running on the 14 series in Castle Motors here. 1412. It's bigger than a standard can. It's a little longer, which gives it a little more torque. That's 8th scale, and this is running 8th scale also. The 1515s is what I'm running on both of these. 1515. A lot more torque. Everything's good. Sorry about that. I forget what I was talking about. I know I was talking about the different ones here, the motors that we're using. Yeah. So basically we're racing. Since I forgot where I was going with my thought before I was interrupted. It's part of living with people. So yeah, Friday we will go out and do some testing. Just because I haven't tested since I've got that extra 18%, see what's going on. So I have done that one. This one's fine. I'm not testing this. I'm testing the top two. Whoops. Yeah. So hopefully you've seen the Hammerhead video. That's the new body. Same old car. It's the stock car. It's just now I've got 3 custom bodies, custom paint jobs. Part of what I like to do, right? Hopefully even if you're getting a stock body of some sort, you're doing some sort of fun paint job. It's not that hard to do. You know, you take your time. Even doing something as simple as this. I mean, this is just basically one color with these little stripes, and of course I taped off that once it's black. of course, tape the windows off. It's really two colors. I went gray primer with it, inside outside, that helps seal it, and then painted the black, and then the green color shift over it, and just literally straight lines here, just nothing crazy, just straight lines. Stopped at the top here, stopped at the bottom there. Nothing crazy. This one, of course, yeah, that was a hell of a paint job. Took a week and a half. Should have taken at least twice that. But we got it done. That's good. Bring the hammerhead down. It's a hammerhead. Super simple. It's gray. I could have sprayed just the blue and then a little bit of the black. We're trying to get, multicolors. So, super easy, super simple. You see how that black just kind of fades away, and then all you're really seeing is the blue and the gray. That's the whole idea of why black just kind of disappears, which is what you want. You see there's a little bit of blue at the top there. As I turn it, you can see that. It's what I want, and that was just, spraying low, spraying off of it, and then bringing it slowly in as I'm going side to side. It creates that fade. Same with the blue. It could be hit heavy blue here, but here was where I wanted it to fade. So, I spray into it until I get the fade exactly where I want. So yeah, that is where we're at. I'm very excited. I'll get some footage, but definitely go to AKRC on Sunday if you can't make it to the thing, or you're in a different state or a different country. You can go to AKRC the day of and see the live. And you can also go to his channel afterwards, and he'll have it all downloaded down. He'll edit through it so that it's mostly just the races. Cut some time down. Last time we had 5.5 hours worth of live footage. Yeah, we're all just figuring it out, figuring out what we need to do, how we're doing it. That's one of the reasons, again, why I became a shark, a sand shark, is because they realized they needed a little more help with the event, and everybody just step in where you need to be, and take some weight off of everybody else. So I'd like to be the track master. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. If I could do that, that means that I'm kind of in charge of making sure that we're doing the same setup again and again and again. So that's kind of where I'm setting myself out and up for. So, yeah. Anyways, hopefully you've enjoyed this. We'll get some footage of the races put into here so that it's not just me talking. We'll probably put some in the beginning if you would already known that by now. But thank you for coming back. We're at 122 subscribers. That's really great. Let's just keep growing. So if you're watching this, think about subscribing. You don't have to watch all my videos. If the videos on how I built the body here doesn't interest you, just skip over that video. You don't need to watch it. But the subscription helps, and it helps me be able to grow the channel in a lot of different ways. So again, just gives me inspiration that, hey, people are enjoying what I'm putting out. So all right, that's going to do it. Go make it. You can do it. We will see you in the next part of the video. So enjoy the footage, and we'll see you then.